Hey everyone, my name is Dakota Dudley, aka Lazy Day. This is my review for Arcadegeddon. This is IllFOnic's first self-published game. It's a roguelike third-person shooter. If you know roguelites, you know how this game's gonna be. Let's get right into it. Basically, your uncle is this infamous game maker because mega corporations have sucked all the fun out of life in video games, but he's made this master game, Arcadegeddon, and unfortunately it's been hacked by funFUN Co, and they've infested it with these robot corporate drones that you see scattered about the map. It's a really fun time. I can't recommend it enough. Let's get right into it. So like I said, you're basically playing as the niece or nephew of this individual, Gilly. He's a cool guy. You'll see him a lot. He runs a shop. But basically, if you're a fan of roguelites, like I've been playing so much Returnal and Dead Cells that this immediately scratched like that same itch that I have. I have like a roguelite itch. It's low commitment but high stakes, so I love it. But basically, you're running around, you're smashing crates, you're blasting robots, the music's just pumping. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the game's just genuinely fun. Basically, you're going to be doing these tasks for gangs. There's like 9 gangs in total that you need to earn over their favor because you need people playing the game to beat the robots. So the more gangs you have playing the game, the more you're pushing back against the virus. So basically, your family's advising you to hang out with gangs, and that's maybe the only time you'll ever hear that happen in your life. But yeah, basically, you're just doing stuff for them, and they're not totally thankless. They will reward you with tickets and stuff to spend in Uncle Gilly's shop. They'll also give you cosmetics and stuff like that. I don't think I'm wearing one right now in the shot that I'm talking about, unfortunately, but maybe in some later shots you'll see. But otherwise, like, that's basically the entire combat loop you're seeing here, is you're going to be bashing enemies. There's a safe room about halfway that has like ammo refill, different weapons to buy. You can increase the difficulty, or you can just let the levels increase naturally one by one. But it's really fun, and one of the things I want to talk about the most is the combat. The combat is so fun, very engaging, and yet the movement system really leads for some robust gameplay. I mean, you can just run around and treat this kind of like a Fortnite experience or like a third person, basically, but at the same time you could be running and wall dashing into, not wall dashing, sorry, you could be floor sliding into enemies and stuff like that, and sending them flying. You could be busting crates. It's a really well done how they paired the shooting system with the movement system. It doesn't feel like one's trying to be too much over the other, and paired together they work really well. The overall level design, like the environments you're seeing, I love this. I want to know more about these environments. That's maybe the one disappointing thing about the game. Besides one other thing that I'll bring up later is, you know, these worlds look so nice. I want to know what's going on. I wish they weren't just a level in Uncle Gilly's arcade, and I wish they weren't just taken over by these stupid robots. I want to know what stories these areas would have held because they look so cool. I would love to know more. I would love an expansion elaborating on what exactly is going on in each of these environments that you pass through, because they're all so well detailed and don't feel empty. I'm waiting for an NPC to pop around and give me a quest, but instead there's just another robot. It's really cool. I want to take a second real quick and just talk about the music. The music is so good. While I was doing my research for this game, I came to find out that basically the CEO of IllFOnic is this award-winning producer, and basically the game has some amazing licensed and original works in there. I'm a big fan of video game music. I really understand how it can kind of just create the world that much more. So I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to play one song. It's called Speed. Here you go. just one song. That has no right to be that good. It is absolutely ridiculous how good it is. So there's another song I'm going to play. It's called Butterflies. So here's this one. Like, shooters generally don't have that boisterous and jubilant of music. The only thing I can think of is maybe like, what, Splatoon or something like that, you know, kind of like that upbeat hip-hop kind of sounding stuff that makes you want to go faster and faster. It just brings this extra elevation to the intensity that's around you and the environment. There are 2 Spotify playlists I have been listening to non-stop, and I highly recommend you check them out, especially if you're a big fan of techno and house music and stuff like that. You're gonna really enjoy the playlist. I've been listening to it non-stop at work. My coworkers are wondering what's wrong with me. I tell them I've got a techno fever, and they just stop talking to me. So it works out well. But all in all, like, Arcadegeddon is a fantastic game. Something that I found myself coming back to well beyond just my review reporting, just for fun. I mean, looking at the gameplay, I want to play this game. And I recommend it to you too. There's only one issue that I found overall. The big issue is that there's nobody else playing this game. I was online for hours. I could not find a single co-op player, which means I was locked out of a lot of the multiplayer content. And I went and I watched YouTube videos online to better understand what I could have experienced, and oh my gosh, it could have taken the game that much further for me. And it's fine that I missed out on that content. I'm not upset by any means, but oh my gosh, like, people, please pick up this game and try it out. I think it speaks for itself. It's genuine fun. I wish there were more players populating this game. Because it is genuinely deserving of a following in some regards. Really, that's my one downside, is this game is beautiful, the environments are awesome, the music's great, but I felt alone because every time I went to matchmaking, I'd wait around for 5-10 minutes and nothing would happen. I ultimately would just ditch on it because I wanted to just keep completing game missions, and that's not a problem. That's more progression in the game, but ultimately that's, you know, it's a whole bunch of features missing. I didn't get to do battle mode. I didn't get to experience any of the story levels with another player, and that's maybe the one downside, and I don't really think that's the fault of the game. I think that's just the fault of the industry right now that constantly demands our attention. Every month for a different release. High risk. I'm sorry. I laugh when he glitches out. I find that so funny. Anyways, thank you so much for checking out this review. Please check out Arcadegeddon. It's on Steam. It's on PS5. It's on other platforms as well. Thank you so much for checking this out. I'm Dakota Dudley, aka Lazy Day. Feel free to like and subscribe. And hit that little notification bell. I understand this is my first video, so there's like no reason to yet, but don't worry, I'm gonna give you one, just wait. But I'm gonna be putting out a bunch of different content hopefully in the future, a lot of retrospective as well as other reviews. I have 5 or 6 other reviews lined up. Things are going really well, and thank you so much to developers and publishers like IllFOnic for giving me these game codes to even review in the first place. Without them, this wouldn't even be possible. So thank you so much for checking this content out. And remember, gaming is for everybody. You have a great day.